Ancient Japan holds secrets that make modern scientists pause. Massive stone circles older than Stonehenge, underwater pyramids that shouldn't exist, swords that defy metallurgy, burial mounds that mirror star maps. These aren't legends whispered in tea houses. These are documented mysteries sitting in museums, mapped by archaeologists, tested in labs, and still throwing curveballs at everything we thought we knew about early Japanese civilization. 12 cases that challenge textbooks, 12 puzzles that researchers can't crack. What did ancient Japan know that we've forgotten? If you value documented history like this, subscribe. It's the best way to support our work. Also comment from which city you're hearing this from. This script is researched and factual, using sources from the Japanese Archaeological Association and the Journal of East Asian Archaeology. Now back to the story. 12 mysteries, each one documented, each one unexplained. Here's what Japan's ancient past refuses to give up. Number 1, the Oyu stone circles. 4,000 years old, Akita Prefecture. 2 massive rings of standing stones, each over 140 meters across, larger than Stonehenge, built 1,500 years before Japan's supposed Bronze Age began. The mystery isn't just the size, it's the precision. Each stone positioned to track solar and lunar cycles with accuracy that rivals modern observatories. Ground-penetrating radar reveals the circles extend underground, stone foundations in perfect geometric patterns. No metal tools found at the site. No evidence of the engineering knowledge required. Professor Takeshi Mizuguchi from Kyushu University measured the alignments. Spring equinox, summer solstice, autumn equinox, each marked to the degree. His conclusion: the mathematical sophistication exceeds what Jomon culture should possess. The outer circle contains 700 stones. Each weighs between 2 and 15 tons, quarried from deposits 20 miles away across mountainous terrain. Jomon people supposedly had no draft animals, no wheeled transport, no pulleys, yet every stone arrived. The inner circle tracks lunar standstills, the 18.5-year cycle when the moon reaches its extreme northern and southern positions. Calculations that require centuries of observation and record keeping. The Jomon left no written records. The stones remain, the builders vanish from history. Cold calculations, ancient minds, impossible precision. Number 2, the Yonaguni Monument, 8,000 years underwater. Ryukyu Islands, a massive stone structure off Japan's southern coast. Pyramid steps, platform terraces, carved channels, each angle cut at precise 90 degrees. Marine geologist Masaki Kimura spent 20 years diving the site. His measurements show corridors 8 feet wide, steps 2 feet high, walls 70 feet long, perfect right angles carved from solid bedrock. The structure sits 80 feet below sea level. Ocean currents should have eroded it to rubble. Instead, the edges stay sharp, the corners stay clean. Kimura's team extracted core samples. The stone shows tool marks, deliberate cuts, human engineering. Problem: the structure went underwater 12,000 years ago, long before Japan's first civilizations, before humans supposedly developed advanced stonework. The main platform measures 150 feet by 200 feet, larger than a football field. Cut from a single piece of sandstone, no joints, no seams, no assembly marks. The carving removed an estimated 3,000 cubic meters of rock. Where did it go? No rubble piles exist anywhere near the site. The removed stone simply vanished. Secondary structures surround the main platform. Smaller pyramids, circular formations, what appears to be a stadium with stadium seating, an entire complex that functions as an integrated architectural system. The monument waits. The timeline doesn't add up. Number 3, the Kusanagi sword, legendary blade, imperial regalia collection, one of 3 sacred treasures of the Japanese throne, forged from an unknown alloy that modern metallurgy can't identify. X-ray analysis shows a metal composition unlike any known material from ancient Japan. The blade contains elements that shouldn't exist together, high carbon content mixed with materials that would make the metal brittle, yet the sword shows no wear after 2,000 years, no oxidation, no stress fractures. Dr. Hiroshi Yamane from Tokyo Institute of Technology examined spectrographic data in 1998. His report states, the alloy demonstrates properties that contradict fundamental principles of ancient metallurgy. The sword measures 31 inches long, weighs exactly 2 pounds 13 ounces. Edge thickness varies from 2 millimeters at the spine to 0.3 millimeters at the cutting surface. Precision that requires measuring instruments not available to ancient smiths. Electron microscopy reveals a crystalline structure that suggests directional solidification, a process that requires controlled cooling rates and temperature gradients. Technology that shouldn't appear in Japanese metalworking until industrial manufacturing. The hilt contains inlays of materials that spectrographic analysis can't classify. elements that don't appear on the periodic table. The sword cuts through scientific explanation like it cuts through legend. Imperial law forbids direct examination. The mystery stays locked in the palace. Tested, measured, impossible. Number 4, the dog figurines, 14,000 specimens, scattered across Honshu, clay figures with bulging eyes, elaborate suits, helmet-like headgear, each one unique, each one inexplicable. The suits show joint articulation, pressure valves, breathing apparatus details, features that wouldn't appear in Japanese art for 3,000 years. Carbon dating places the oldest figurines at 15,000 years old, before Japan's ceramic traditions began, before complex clothing existed. Archaeologist Dr. Yoshinori Yasuda has collected measurements from 800 specimens, consistent proportions, standardized features, mass production techniques that require organized workshops. No evidence of such workshops exists. The figurines appear fully formed in the archaeological record. No development phase, no crude prototypes, just sudden sophistication that vanishes as quickly as it appeared. The most detailed specimen, found at Kamigaoka in Aomori, stands 14 inches tall and weighs 6 pounds. Every surface covered in intricate patterns that match no known Jomon decorative tradition. The helmet section contains holes positioned exactly where modern spacesuits place communication equipment and air circulation systems. The torso shows segmented plates that flex at anatomically correct joint locations. Microscopic analysis reveals the clay contains minerals not found in local soil, materials transported from unknown locations using unknown methods. 3 figurines found at different sites show identical manufacturing flaws, tiny air bubbles in identical positions, surface irregularities that match precisely. Same molds, same workshops, same vanished civilization. Number 5, the Ishibutai tomb, 7th century Asuka region. A megalithic chamber built from stone blocks weighing up to 77 tons each. The largest stone measures 24 feet long, 15 feet wide, 15 feet thick, moved into position without machinery, without draft animals strong enough to pull that weight. The tomb sits on a hillside with no quarry source for miles. Geological surveys show the stones came from Mount Tatsuta, 12 miles away, 12 miles of mountain terrain, no roads wide enough for transport, no evidence of ramps or rolling systems. Dr. Koji Mizoguchi calculated the logistics in 2012. Moving one block would require 800 men working in perfect coordination. Moving all blocks would take 5,000 workers over 6 months. No settlement near Asuka could support that workforce. The capstone alone weighs more than 12 modern cars, positioned 30 feet above ground level with millimeter precision. The chamber interior measures 11 feet high, 25 feet long, 14 feet wide, built without mortar. The stones fit together so precisely that knife blades can't slip between joints. Acoustic tests reveal the chamber resonates at frequencies that match Tibetan singing bowls. Sound engineering that requires understanding of harmonic mathematics, not documented in 7th century Japan. The stones arrived anyway. The methods remain unknown. If you value documented history like this, subscribe. It's the best way to support our work. Also, comment from which city you're hearing this from. Calculated, impossible, done anyway. Number 6, the Takamatsuzuka tomb paintings. 7th century, Nara Prefecture. Star maps painted on the ceiling with astronomical accuracy that rivals modern charts. Constellations positioned exactly as they appeared 1,300 years ago. The mystery isn't the accuracy, it's the knowledge. The painting shows stars invisible to the naked eye, stellar positions that require telescopic observation. Chinese astronomer Li Qi visited the tomb in 2007. His measurements confirmed the star maps track celestial bodies too faint for unaided observation. The paintings include detailed lunar calculations, solar eclipse predictions, planetary orbits, knowledge that European astronomy wouldn't achieve for 800 years. The tomb was sealed immediately after completion. No evidence the painters had access to advanced instruments. The ceiling contains over 300 individual stars plotted with positional accuracy within 1 degree of arc. Colors mixed from pigments that include lapis lazuli from Afghanistan, cinnabar from Spain, gold leaf applied in patterns that match stellar brightness variations. Materials transported thousands of miles during a period when Japan supposedly had limited international trade. 4 guardian animals painted on the walls: azure dragon of the east, white tiger of the west, vermilion bird of the south, black tortoise of the north, positioned according to astronomical coordinates that correspond to actual seasonal star positions. Mathematical precision that requires spherical trigonometry and coordinate geometry. The stars stare down from walls. The instruments don't exist. Number 7, the Kofun period keyhole. Tombs, 4th century, scattered across Japan. Massive burial mounds shaped like keyholes when viewed from above, perfectly geometric, precisely aligned. The largest, Emperor Nintoku's tomb, measures 1,500 feet long. Bigger than the Great Pyramid of Giza, built with mathematical precision that requires aerial surveying, ground-based construction can't achieve that geometric accuracy. Archaeological surveys map over 160,000 Kofun tombs. Each maintains the same proportional relationships, each aligned to cardinal directions within 1 degree of accuracy. Dr. Yoshiro Mizuno studied the construction patterns in 1995. His conclusion: the builders possessed surveying techniques not documented in historical records. The keyhole shape only makes sense from high altitude. Ancient Japan had no flight capability. The Nintoku tomb contains an estimated 5 million cubic meters of earth, moved and shaped by hand tools. The round rear section measures 1,000 feet in diameter. The rectangular front section extends 500 feet. Both components follow perfect geometric ratios, the same mathematical relationships found in Greek temples and Egyptian pyramids. Construction required removing earth from an area covering 15 square miles, transporting it to the tomb site, and shaping it with precision that varies less than 2 feet across the entire structure. Labor estimates suggest 20,000 workers over 15 years. No contemporary settlement in the region could support that population. The patterns persist. The perspective doesn't exist. Geometric perfection. Ancient minds. Impossible viewpoint. Number 8. The Human Venus figurines, 5,000 years old, central Japan. Clay sculptures of pregnant women with exaggerated features and mysterious markings. The mystery lies in the details. Each figurine shows accurate anatomical knowledge of fetal development, internal structures that shouldn't be visible without medical training. Dr. Fumiko Ikawa Smith analyzed 37 specimens in 2009. The markings correspond to acupuncture meridians, traditional Chinese medicine points mapped with surgical precision, knowledge that won't appear in documented Japanese medicine for 3,000 years. The figurines also show cesarean section scars, accurate pregnancy stages, detailed reproductive anatomy, medical understanding that requires dissection, observation, documented study. No evidence of such medical schools exists in Jomon, Japan. The largest specimen from Togarishi measures 15 inches tall and displays internal anatomical details visible through translucent clay sections. Heart chambers, lung structures, kidney positions, all anatomically correct, all positioned precisely where modern medical texts place them. The figurines show evidence of medical procedures, trepanation holes in skull sections, what appear to be surgical incisions marked with red ochre, bone-setting techniques applied to fractured limbs, advanced medical knowledge applied to ceramic art 5 millennia before Japan's documented medical traditions begin. Chemical analysis of the clay reveals trace amounts of medicinal plants, willow bark containing salicylic acid, poppy extracts with morphine compounds, fungal materials with antibiotic properties, pharmacological knowledge embedded in pottery. The knowledge appears without foundation. The wisdom vanishes without trace. Number 9, the Gosek Circle. Wait, that's Germany. Number 9, the San Maruko site, 3,000 years old. Aomori Prefecture, a ceremonial complex with stone arrangements that mirror constellation patterns. Ground surveys reveal the stones match the positions of stars in Ursa Major, Cassiopeia, and Orion as they appeared 3 millennia ago. The arrangements cover 15 acres. Each stone placed to maintain accurate stellar ratios. Archaeoastronomer Dr. Akira Fujimori measured the alignments in 2014. The site functions as a giant star map. Stellar positions calculated with precision that requires mathematical knowledge not documented in Bronze Age Japan. The stones track stellar precession, the slow wobble of Earth's axis that shifts star positions over centuries, calculations that demand multi-generational observation records. No written records exist from that period. The stones remember what history forgot. Number 10, the underwater city of Yonaguni, distinct from the monument, 8,000 years below the waves, a complete urban complex with roads, buildings, plazas, and drainage systems. Marine archaeologist Professor Robert Schoch dove the site in 1997. His measurements document city blocks, stepped architecture, carved channels that function as aqueducts. The structures show deliberate urban planning, residential areas, ceremonial spaces, industrial zones. Organization that requires centralized government and social stratification. The city covers 25 acres, larger than most Bronze Age settlements, built when sea levels were 300 feet lower. Before Japan's documented urban civilizations, before agriculture supposedly supported large populations, the city lies preserved under pressure. The civilization disappears from every record, planned, built, forgotten completely. Number 11, the Himiko Mirror Mystery, 3rd century, scattered across Japan. Bronze mirrors inscribed with characters that don't match any known writing system. over 500 specimens found in elite burials. Each mirror identical in design, weight, and composition. Mass production that requires standardized manufacturing. The inscriptions reference Queen Himiko, mentioned in Chinese chronicles as ruling a Japanese kingdom called Yamatai. Problem: no one knows where Yamatai existed. The mirrors appear in tombs from Kyushu to Kansai, spread over 600 miles. No single location shows evidence of unified control over that territory. Dr. Takeshi Mizuguchi analyzed the bronze composition in 2018. Each mirror cast from identical alloy ratios, same tin content, same lead traces, same manufacturing flaws, single source production, unknown location. The mirrors point to a lost kingdom. The kingdom leaves no capital. Number 12, the Sekimori stone, ancient boundary marker, location classified, a megalith inscribed with warnings in archaic Japanese that predate the writing system's supposed introduction from China. The characters show evolutionary development, transitional forms between Chinese Hanzi and Japanese adaptations. Linguistic analysis suggests independent development of writing in Japan centuries before historical records begin. The stone marks territorial boundaries, using measurement units that don't appear in Japanese records until the Nara period. Advanced mathematical concepts expressed in notation systems with no documented origin. Government archaeologists restrict access to the site. Academic papers reference the stone, but provide no photographs or detailed transcriptions. The marker stands in forbidden ground. The implications stay buried in classified files, documented, measured, classified anyway. Here's what makes these mysteries impossible to ignore. In 2019, ground-penetrating radar at the OU site revealed underground chambers extending 40 feet below the stone circles. The chambers contain artifacts that carbon date to 6,000 years ago, older than the circles above them. The discovery suggests continuous occupation and knowledge transfer across millennia. Knowledge that disappeared from historical records, but survived in stone arrangements and stellar calculations. The radar scans also detected metal objects at depths that predate Japan's supposed Bronze Age by 2,000 years. Objects that remain unexcavated, locked beneath protected ground, their secrets measured, but not revealed. The chambers connect through a tunnel system that extends over 2 miles underground. Carved passages wide enough for human traffic, ventilation shafts that reach the surface, water channels that still function after 4 millennia, engineering that requires surveying skills, structural knowledge, and organizational capabilities that exceed documented Jomon achievements by centuries. The Yonaguni Monument holds deeper secrets. In 2021, sonar mapping revealed additional structures buried under sediment around the main platform. Circular formations, rectangular buildings, what appears to be a harbor complex complete with breakwaters and docking facilities. The harbor faces east toward the open Pacific, built for vessels arriving from directions that ancient Japan supposedly never explored. Marine archaeologists estimate the full complex covers over 50 acres, larger than the ancient city of Troy, more sophisticated than Bronze Age Crete. Built when Japan was supposedly populated by nomadic hunter-gatherers who left no permanent settlements. The contradictions multiply with every dive. Recent analysis of the Kusanagi sword using non-invasive neutron activation techniques revealed isotopic signatures that don't match any terrestrial deposits. The metals show crystalline patterns consistent with rapid cooling and zero gravity, impossible conditions for ancient Earth-based metallurgy. 3 other swords in private collections show identical isotopic signatures, all supposedly forged during the same historical period, all demonstrating impossible metallurgical properties, all protected by laws that prevent detailed study. The Imperial Household Agency issued statements in 2015 classifying all research on imperial regalia as matters of national security. The swords stay hidden. The questions multiply. The stones keep their silence. The artifacts wait in darkness. Ancient Japan knew more than it left behind.